Thank you, Chris. Unofficial results are in, and two candidates to fill Flint's 3rd Ward seat are advancing to the August general election.
The top two tying in votes, with a third not far behind. This seat has been empty since the death of former council member Quincy Murphy in September.
But with the race only separated by 3 votes, TV5's Zane O'Meara spoke with the Genesee County clerk about the possibility of a recount.
This isn't the first time in Genesee County that a race has been this close. Just last year, the Argentine Township Supervisor's race was decided by just 4 votes. A recount was called back then, and the Genesee County clerk tells me he wouldn't be surprised to see one requested now.
If just 2 people would have switched their vote, we could have seen a 3-way tie. If 3 people had voted differently, the entire winner could be somebody completely different. That is the power of a single vote.
After 7 months without representation, Flint's 3rd Ward is a step closer to having a city council member.
We saw a very low number of voters turn out. More folks actually mailed a ballot than voted in person.
In total, 513 votes were cast in the 3rd Ward primary. AC Dumas and Beverly Biggs Levy both received 165 votes. LaShawn Johnson received 162 votes, and Rich Jones received 21 votes. As it stands now, Dumas and Biggs Levy appear to be moving on to the August general election, but Genesee County Clerk Dominique Clemens wouldn't be surprised to see a recount.
And even in Genesee County, when races aren't close, we see recounts quite often. The voting machines are very sensitive, and they're going to pick up a lot of different things that the human eye might judge separately. So, for example, if somebody filled in a candidate's name and accidentally scribbled a line through it as they pick their pen up, that vote might not count. In a recount, that absolutely would count.
Clemens says in order for a recount to happen, the election first needs to be certified, which should happen in about a week. Candidates then have 48 hours to request a recount and pay a small fee, depending on the number of precincts.
We then reach out to city and township clerks from across the county who will serve as our recount counters. The Flint City Clerk, of course, cannot participate in that recount, as she's the one that is administering those ballots. We'll have other clerks there in teams of 2. And in those teams of 2, they will go through every ballot and look at who was voted and if it was an eligible vote, and place them on tables labeled out by each candidate's name.
Clemens says recounts can change a couple of votes. However, since taking office in 2022, Clemens has not seen it change the winner of the election, and the low turnout may have contributed to the closeness of the race.
This race is, again, the primary election. So residents in the 3rd Ward of Flint, your work is not done. And August is going to be the one that decides who's in this seat. So it's so critical that any voter in the 3rd Ward make sure that they are registered to vote and that they cast their vote in the August election for the candidate that they think best represents them.
If a recount is requested, Clemens says the candidates and their team, along with the public, would be able to view the process and also make challenges. But again, a recount cannot happen until after the election is certified, which should happen in about a week.